Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Sounds of Skaia podcast.
The very first episode.
The very first
the
one.
first episode ever. Welcome back. What am I doing? So today, this is episode 8 of the Sounds of Skaia podcast with 3 people in it. One of these people just joined about 10 minutes ago.
What up?
Yep, and we're about to get into formal introductions. Let's go in alphabetical order, starting with me. I'm Luke the Nerd. I've done a bit of art for the cool and new music team, but I really just do this. This is all I do. This is it. Scaro?
Hi, I'm Scaradactyl. I also do some art.
And Zeno?
I'm Zeno. Alphabetical order is my worst enemy. I joined Cool and New Music Team to do art like ages ago. Did a little bit of art and then stopped and have since become manager.
Alright.
It's amazing how that works. The American dream in action.
It's amazing. All you gotta do is upload a couple YouTube videos and suddenly you're a manager.
You worked your way to the top. So are both of you familiar with the Volume 4 that much?
Oh, yes.
I am quite familiar with it, yes.
Volume 4 was my favorite volume for quite a while there. It's the first one I bought.
But it got beat by the classic Volume 10?
Volume 10 is so good.
It actually
We'll
is.
get there. My
Alright.
feelings are slightly more reserved about Volume 10 in a way they aren't about Volume 4.
Alright.
But we'll get there in about 20 years.
Realistically, 50. So, yeah, y'all ready for the first song?
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
The song is Revelawesome by Malcolm Brown. Shit. This happens every time.
Not with the power of editing, it doesn't.
Hell yeah. So yeah, we know how that song goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, was that a hit or what?
It's pretty special.
Song, I think on its own would not be as amazing if not for the moment that it appears in comic, which I think is just sort of a great moment because it's totally an anticlimax. Like he sort of builds up his John sort of builds up his father as like this big, important guy, clown guy, and then it's revealed with this amazing music that he's just kind of an ordinary guy.
Thump thump. Thump thump. What about you, Scaro?
Well,
Do you have any hard thought opinions about this track?
It's another example of, well, technically, I've come to realize it's pronounced Bathos, but I'm just going to keep saying Bathos because I just roll that way. But it's that juxtaposition between the serious and the silly, which Homestuck does so much and so effectively. It's a great bit of over-dramatic music to accompany that. It's pretty perfect for that task.
Yeah, I think it works really well for what it's trying to do.
It has some lovely sound fonts, and it's just a wonderful VST-filled track. So, the next song is Hardly Quinn, also by Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, it's there. It's kind of getting you into the mood before the string of super hits that make up this incredible album.
Yeah, it's... The first 2 songs, I feel, are kind of build up.
Yeah.
But then... Zeno, do you have any thoughts on this before I finish my segue?
I don't really remember this song very well, which may be an indicator of how I feel about it. It's alright.
Wonderful.
Nothing really special, I don't think. I don't remember at all when it plays in the comic, if at all.
So the next song that we have, since we have nothing to say about that thing, is Carefree Victory by Mark Hadley, Andrew Huo, and Toby Radiation Fox.
It's a very fun song.
This song makes you want to go on an adventure.
I mean, you know, this is a take on the Final Fantasy victory music. But with different themes, and it's pretty successful at that.
So yeah, it has a lovely progression.
Yeah, it's a full song, even though it's, you know, victory music, which is pretty good accomplishment.
It's interesting how it starts with the chiptune stuff, and then like the second half of it, I think, is like this much more orchestrated version of the same song, basically.
Yeah, and as you know, as you would know as a loyal listener of this podcast, Mark Hadley, one of the writers of this song, is a close and personal friend, and we always love it whenever he shows up in this discography, since his appearances are few and far between.
Yep, he was the best man at my wedding.
Was
good
he really?
Personal friend.
He was the best man at my wedding too.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
That's
I
so
forgot
funny,
I'm not
'cause he was
married.
actually-
That's
He was actually
another-
the best man at my wedding, too. I thought that's kind of a weird coincidence.
I was the best man at his wedding, returning the favor.
It's a class act.
But
Wait a
Yeah,
minute, Scarrow. I feel like I've met you before.
that's
Were you at Mark Hadley's wedding?
I actually was banned by a court order. That's a long story.
Oh, I understand completely. So do we have anything else to say about that song?
It's great, and I love it.
It's kind of perfect. Like, not, like it's just a really good victory theme. It does what it's trying to do very, very well.
I think it's fair to say that early on, like a lot of people who were about my age or older, you got exposed to a lot of video game music, and because it was in the context of video games in particular, you just took a real liking to it, and there's always sort of a ambition to be able to create some of that yourself. I certainly had the same feeling when I was younger. I never quite made it there on the musical front. I went more on the artistic side, but...
Are you sure about that?
Treadmills. Ellipticals.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh boy.
I have a large plethora to choose from in editing this.
Dear sweet goodness. But yeah, I feel like this is... even very early on, they were already making music that would easily be good enough to put in a professional game.
Oh, yeah.
And it
For
was
sure.
Yeah,
from there, their ambitions had to expand.
this could be in Hive Swap Friend Sim,
Oh my god.
which by the release of this podcast would be in about... It's about a 4th update.
Yeah, at least.
And by the end of this podcast, if it goes the same route that Homestuck does in 4 through 5th, by the time we're done with this, it might be at 7th.
Maybe.
So the next song that we have is a Ballad of Awakening by Malcolm Brown.
Oh, right. This one. I honestly, I could not remember what Ballad of Awakening was.
It's a Ballad of Awakening.
I really like this song.
Thank you for explaining. Yeah, no, this one's cool.
It's
Yeah,
interesting that, yeah, you've got something that's a ballad of awakening that's almost more like a lullaby.
That's a good point. Yeah. Good observation.
It does have kind of a sunny morning feel to it, though, so... And it does make for a very gentle alarm tone, so...
Well, my alarm tone for the past 2 years has consistently been a female cover of Cotton Eye Joe.
Do you remember a long time ago the man they called Cotton Eye Joe? Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe.
So,
Wow,
I
that'll
don't
get
feel
you out
like
of
there's
bed.
any changing in that routine.
My alarm tone is just...
Straightforward. But this song wakes you up, like, gently.
Wakes you up ready to have a good day.
It tells you that you have to get up, but it's gonna all be okay.
Like, it could almost be described as like a ballad of awakening of sorts.
Like some sort of song of getting up.
Yeah. Like a ballad of
Like
awakening.
Yeah, like a sort of maybe a waltz, except without any of the distinctive features of a waltz, and it's also
And more
about-
with like the distinctive features of a ballad,
Yes.
and kind of like a sort of sense of awakening throughout.
it is generally about the end of sleep. This is a beautiful song. It's got a sort of a ethereal feel to it. It's just nice.
A tune of uprising.
Almost, yeah. I would almost call it a tune of uprising, but I really just do think, like,
Almost.
Ballad of Awakening is a very fitting descriptor for that song. Just thought of that on my own. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You should write that down.
Thank you.
Yo,
I
you
actually
should
am
be
writing that down.
Homestuck. Next song is Suburban Jungle
Okay,
by Michael Guy Bowman.
here we go.
This song is the classic.
Why even bother playing it?
Because
it's great.
That's my job, you fool. It's a great song, and I'm gonna play it for as long as possible.
It was my ringtone for
everyone-
quite a while.
all right.
I'm sure a lot of people's.
What do you even say about Suburban Jungle? I mean,
Yeah. It's a great song. We all know that, and as we all know, also, Michael Guy Bowman is a loyal listener of this podcast. He listens every week and personally texts me every day that he wants to be on the next episode when I'm waiting.
We keep telling him we can't review it if you're in the room. We can't give our honest, real, serious opinions if you're sitting right there.
Hey, man, we can't tell you that we hate it if you're sitting right there, man. We gotta stay unbiased, Mr. Bowman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
know
since
you might
Bowman's
be busy
not
with your
here-
little improv comedy thing in LA,
so since
but we have a
Bowman's
job
not here,
to do.
I will give my honest opinion,
Okay.
which is that Suburban Jungle, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Scandalous.
It's good. There's a reason that it's like, I think it's the most referenced track on the soundtrack, or is it? It's that or Doctor. I don't remember.
I think it might be this. Doctor is more. Cool and New has an entire album devoted to Doctor.
Yes.
I mean,
Don't-
it'd be difficult to overstate the influence of this song.
Yeah, it's so Homestuck, like nothing else is. I honestly, maybe Homestuck Anthem, but I really can't think of a song that's more Homestuck than Suburban Jungle.
Yeah. Except maybe How Do I Live?
Actually, forget everything I just said. How Do I
Fuck
Live
it.
is the most Homestuck song. And there's
That being said, Michael Guy Bowman totally gets Homestuck. I can see why he made it.
yeah,
Yep.
it was really cool of Michael Guy Bowman to create Homestuck.
He's such a chivalrous gentleman for doing that kind act.
Very glad that he did that.
We're all proud of him here.
Now, one factoid about this song. Now, I'm having trouble finding the reference at this moment because this was a long time ago, but I believe it was inspired by a particular song from SimCity, if I'm remembering right.
From SimCity. I think I might have heard that, actually.
I can do some research later and insert it right now.
Yeah, and make it sound like I just said that instead of like waffling over it.
Yeah, we'll edit clips of your voice together to say it.
Apparently it was the SimCity 4 Epicenter music.
SimCity...
Can you play
okay.
that? I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking The Sims 4 for a second. I was very confused.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, isn't that very...
Isn't that
recent?
No,
like
it's
last
actually
year.
the main track from Sim Ant.
Oh, of course.
It's actually the theme from Spore. So yeah, you can hear the influence from SimCity 4 in Epicenter.
I think it's gonna... yeah.
I feel like it was stolen. This is Suburban Jungle.
We gotta get
Oh my
Wario
God.
Akuma in here to reveal the truth.
Oh my god, this is plagiarism.
Scout Rush, where are you when we need you?
Oh my, Scout Rush.
Yeah.
Good.
By the way, Skaia, did you get that file I sent you of the remastered Lego Racers soundtrack?
I don't think I did. I need to look at that.
Alright.
So
I'm all
I
about
think
Lego Racers.
my favorite version of Suburban Jungle is Dawn of Man, if that even counts.
It
I'm
counts.
sure you'll talk about that eventually, but
Oh, yeah.
my god, that's
That
a
song
good
is
one.
ooh. I got mixed
Anyway,
feelings
yeah.
about it, but I still love it.
This is sort of... I'm gonna save this for the Chain of Prospect, actually, when we discuss that album.
You'll call me back when you discuss Mobius Trip and Hadron Collido.
Wait.
What?
Shoot,
Okay.
wait, what's...
Look into my eyes and make me real.
Call me by your name and...
Touch my brain.
You... I've been turning on and off the radio!
Yeah. Okay.
We're comfortable, Bug. I don't know
Moment to meet you.
3 in the morning, next song. 3 in the morning. RJ's I Can
Oh,
Barely Sleep in this casino remix by some guy. Who was it? RJ, like, he's a nice guy.
By
probably,
some
I don't
guy. By whoever that random person is who made
By
this song.
this guy, I don't remember his
Whoever
name.
they
He was,
are.
I don't know, he's cool.
I think his name is Casino Mix.
Yeah.
I think his name is Robbie L!
I believe he goes
exclamation
by-
point.
I believe
Loot.
he goes by the alias of RJ's I Can Barely Sleep in This. And it's
I think
his
he goes by the
Casino remix.
alias of Mark Hadley.
Yeah, I think it's Mark Hadley is his name.
Yeah, the song, but like seriously, the song. Listen, I know that this is a very serious show,
Yes.
so we should take this completely seriously. Please,
course.
no jokes allowed. Do you know
Very
that
sorry.
rule? We said that to you when I first invited you about 20 minutes ago.
I know, and I've totally ruined that already, and I can't apologize enough.
So this is serious music criticism.
Uh-huh.
There's a buzzing that made me look at my phone for a second because I thought it was my phone.
That's
Huh.
It's very insightful. I understand.
This song is kind of like a worn old pair of jeans for me. Just slip it on all the time, feels great. Brings me way back. All those long, late nights when I was working on problem sets that I'd put this song on repeat. Ooh. I tell you, 3 in the morning, it sounds just right.
Yeah.
RJ makes good music.
He does.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that RJ makes good music?
What?
Yeah.
No.
It's shocking, I know.
Now, here's
But,
the thing, though. RJ always makes good music, but he's a man with occasional flashes of real genius, and I feel like this is one of those flashes of like pure genius. I don't know what it is about this song, but it's perfect in every way.
This was basically my introduction to RJ's music. Whether or not I'd heard music of his before it doesn't matter. What matters is that this one has his name right slapped in the title. So I knew this as RJ's remix. So this song will always make me think of RJ, and RJ will always make me think of this song. And it's good. And he makes good music, and this is one of those good musics that he makes.
Well, RJ Lake actually later this month is it might already come out by the time that this episode is released. His album Odds and Ends for All My Friends is coming out on the 21st. And the next album, Muddle Dash, which looks like a Squiddles-esque album, is
Don't we
coming out
wish.
on June 1st.
Yep. Odds and
Okay.
Ends featuring
That's cool.
3 songs commissioned by a particular member of this podcast. I highly recommend particularly Pink Swan Sorcery.
Looking forward to it.
There appears to be a song on the Muddle Dash album called Dark Day for a Spaghetti Child, so I'm buying it just for that. It's $4. Support musicians.
Have you played the game?
Spell my name with a bang.bandcamp.com.
Always spell that name with a bang.
Always.
It's too bad he doesn't say pronounce my name with a bang. Then be like, RJ!
RJ!
RJ! He didn't say where to
Robert
put it.
J. Lake.
Hey, did you know that some people haven't purchased all the Homestuck volumes?
Wow. What type of
That's
life are they
crazy.
living?
Who would ever do that?
Oh no. Don't tell me you haven't purchased all of them.
Yo, okay, Volume 10
No.
wasn't in the bundle when I got it.
So you decided to not go and purchase Homestuck Volume 10 on your own.
Yeah,
I got it
it's
from
okay.
a friend!
Wow, you're admitting that on the public record. You know that the internet police are going to be breaking down your door.
I'm a
Wow.
criminal!
Wow.
You think you're going to meet Bowman in court and it's going to be cool? Nope, he doesn't even have a song on the album.
No, he needs a song on the... Wait, what?
You will also not see Toby Fox in court, because he also...
No! How will I ask him about Undertale 2 for the
How will
Nintendo
we
Switch?
ask him to release Penumbra Phantasm?
How will we leak his music again? Which is, by the way, a very weird thing that somebody did. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
What?
that was a little odd.
It was.
That
It
was,
was-
it looked like photos, not like nudes or anything.
Like when it first came out, I was thinking, man, this doesn't make sense. Clearly, this is an intentional leak that's just kind of being laundered a certain way. But nope.
Well, I think the way that the
That's too
leaker,
bad.
I guess we're not saying who, I think the way he handled it after Toby responded was very respectful, and he tried his damn hardest to get like all of the re-uploads of stuff taken down. And most of it, there was a lot of it that Toby was fine with. It was just like the problem stuff was like the pictures he didn't want out there, and I think stuff with his voice he didn't want either. Anyway,
Alright, yeah, so, I can't believe that Toby Fox's nudes were leaked.
it's crazy that his nudes were leaked.
Speaking of nudes being leaked, I believe that that's it for this episode of the Sounds of Skaia podcast.
Wow.
These 23 minutes have really flown by.
I feel like I've gotten to know you guys like so much more in these past 23 minutes.
Zeno,
Yes. Luke?
I've known you for many, many years. Thousands of years.
Luke, we've known each other for millions of years, and I feel like we are only finally now connecting through Luke Hadley.
Yeah, I've known you for so long, Zeno. So it is time where I now get down on one knee and ask the question that I've always wanted to ask. Scarrow, sign us out.
Can anybody hear me?
Are you...
Shoot. Wait.
Oh.
Say the thing. You're not on the line.
I don't know
Okay,
what the
there we
line
go.
is. Oh, okay.
Alright, Zeno,
back.
there's a question that I've wanted to ask you for so long.
Yes?
Scarrow, sign us out.
Well, Zeno, we've been discussing this, the two of us, before we invited you to this podcast. And we
Yes.
were wondering, would you like some lemotoise?
And that's the episode. Thanks for watching.
What?